The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Ohio.
It's a battle of the Flyers on both sides for the Division VII state championship. Marion Local comes in flying high. 3 straight championships. Are they primed for their 4th today? For Norwalk St. Paul, the point totals have been rising. 40 points plus in 11 football times out this year. Let's get ready to go. Ball's in the air. Coming at you right now on Sports Time, Ohio. You're inside the legendary Ohio Stadium on the campus of Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Division VII State Championship game on Sports Time, Ohio. A pair of Flyers today, the defending Division VII State champs from Marion Local and from Norwalk St. Paul. Good morning. Delighted you're here. Great to see you. Michael Rega, my partner, Ryan Cavanaugh. Elite football program are the Flyers of Marion Local out of that very tough Midwest Athletic Conference. And Ryan and J.C. Guttamoller. There's a young man that's been thrilling high school football fans this statewide for, well, now in his 4th year as a senior.
It feels like he's been here forever. J.C. Guttamoller looking for a 4th consecutive state championship, and he's the engine behind the Marion Local offensive machine. 9 yards a carry, and don't forget about him in the passing game. 12 catches, 3 touchdowns, 33 total touchdowns on the year for Guttamoller.
For Norwalk St. Paul, it's got to be the Smiths that find their way to the end zone. Brad and Devin, not related, but a dynamic running back tandem.
Yeah, and they're both coming in almost identical in size and weight. If St. Paul is going to pull off the upset here today, Michael, it's going to be on the legs of the Smiths. They come in with 52 combined touchdowns. There's no secret what St. Paul's going to do. They are going to run the football.
Third member of our telecast team this morning on the field of Ohio Stadium. We say hi to Ashley Collins. Good morning, Ashley.
Hi, guys. Thanks. Yeah, Coach Live and Good said that this team needs to play lights out today, and the key is going to be controlling the line of scrimmage and establishing that run game very early on, because that's something that Marion Local is not used to. Now, I talked to Coach Goodwin before the game just right now, and he said that the key is going to be there is no key. They're going to have to adjust on the fly. At this point in the season, they can't take those hard hits, so he said they just really have to go out there, make adjustments, and hope that they can control that very tough run game.
Thank you, Ashley. We'll be checking in with Ashley quite a bit as this one wears on today. Time for our Wayside Furniture keys to the game. Let's get inside both these Flyer programs, Ryan Cavanaugh.
You're Marion Local. You come out, you play physical, you get on them early. Throughout the season, Marion Local has outscored their opponents in the first quarter, 222-34. Don't let the Flyers from St. Paul hang around. And if you're St. Paul, take away 13. That's Guttamoller. If you can make them one-dimensional, make quarterback Dustin Rethman beat you.
What is this Saturday morning dawn like weather-wise here in the capital city? Yeah, you know, it's raw. Temperature 39 degrees, humidity high. The wind's going to be a factor, a little bit breezier than it was yesterday, and yes, the meteorologists say light rain is in the forecast. Marion Local is going to get their hands on the football to start this one out today. Marion Local bidding for their 4th consecutive state championship. As we mentioned earlier, they've won 7 of them going back to 2000. This afternoon's Time Warner Cable kickoff is brought to you by our folks at Time Warner Cable. Enjoy sports better. And this opening kickoff for Marion Local is taken by Aaron Niefeld. Niefeld, the fullback, and going to give Marion Local decent field position here at the 39-yard line. So we say hello to Dustin Rethman, the senior quarterback. There you see the numbers on Rethman, but again, this Marion Local offense is about this absolutely explosive and very potent running attack led by the senior All-Ohioan J.C. Guttamoller. And this is Rethman on that carry. Rethman got 12 quick ones as he crossed midfield. Out of that read option, our starting lineups are presented by Time Warner Cable. For Marion Local, we said J.C. Guttemolder, the young man that's thrilled since he's been a freshman, Hunter Wilker. This offensive line, Ryan, a dominant one, a tremendous one, and they paved the way for this ground game.
Keep an eye on the right guard, number 74, John Dirksen, only a freshman. He's 6'5", 265.
Ninth grader, folks. J.C. Guttemolder, first carry of the morning in open space and more. Guttemolder, see you later. Just like that, from 49 yards out to the house, his 31st rushing touchdown of the year.
Michael Guttemolder is going to get credit for the touchdown, but it's the offensive line and that huge block by Nathan Heckman. Look at Heckman, 59, pulling around, gets the seal on Jim Easler. There's the cutback from Guttemolder, and when you get guys like Ryan Bruns, the big tight end, blocking 20 yards downfield, that is what really springs Guttemolder at the end, but that's what makes Marion Local so successful on the ground.
From 49 yards out, you talk about your morning lightning bolt. There it is on the second snap of the football game. Now for Marion Local, on to add that PAT, Peyton Kramer, as he will tack point number 7 on the board. Nothing surprising here, an explosive, dynamic start for head coach Tim Goodwin and his offense.
Watch the right tackle, Heckman, 59. Boom, kick out. Guttemolder actually runs around it, and watch Ryan Bruns, the big tight end, downfield 6'7", getting a block. And that's, you know, for Guttemolder, that's what he's done throughout his entire career. He runs with his eyes, runs with great speed, but it's the vision and the ability to put your foot in the ground and cut back that makes Guttemolder so special. You know, Michael, one of the concerns that you always have coming into the state championship is we're playing at 10 o'clock. We haven't played at 10 o'clock in the morning all year. I don't think it matters to Marion Local if they were playing at 2 in the morning. They come out like a well-oiled machine. This is what a state championship level program at Marion Local and Tim Goodwin. This is what it looks like.
Yeah, you see the overall record of the 7 state championships, and oh, by the by, head coach Tim Goodwin is also principal Tim Goodwin of Marion Local High School. Maria Stein.
Is that why they have so many kids on the team? Principal makes them play football?
Listen, there's 92 boys, less than 100 boys enrolled in both of these D7 programs. And as you said, Marion Local had 55 or 60 of them on the football team. So Peyton Kramer now to put his right foot into it. This is Wes Fritz on the return. Fritz, an outstanding return man, taken down by Joe Schweideman on that kick coverage for Marion Local. So let's take a look at this offense for Norwalk St. Paul. They're a 13-1 football team. They've lost 3 times in the state title game, and they had a huge win back in 2009, their only school championship. And here's Sam Carper, the young man that isn't asked to throw the football a lot. He's only put it up 106 times in their 14th football game. Now his first carry is to Jarrett Nikolai. Nikolai got taken down by Jacob Kunkler on the stop. All right, let's take a look at our Time Warner Cable starting lineups. The Smiths, Brad and Devin, the running backs on this football team. Offensive line also a very, very good one. Very powerful, as head coach John Livengood raving about them. And you see how tight their formations are. I'll run that toss sweep. And this is Devin Smith. Smith got real close to the first down sticks as he made a good cut. He got 7 to bring up 3rd and short.
The blocking on the outside, you're going to see Alex Tokarski, 77. Boom, there's the kick out. Smith readjusts, fouls his blocks. That's a pretty nice job there on 2nd down. This is what they need to do, Michael. They need to stay ahead of the chains. They need to put themselves in 3rd and short, 4th and short, and make it manageable, because they don't want to throw the ball with Carper. You pointed out,
yeah,
106 passes on the season.
Ryan, in a perfect world, you'd love, if you're Norwalk St. Paul, to keep that Marion Local offense staying over there on the sideline. So, you know, they'd love to have some 15-play, 80-yard drives. And they're going to pick up the first down here as Brad Smith, the junior, will battle his way to pick up that first down. They're not related. Brad Smith, 33, is the junior. Plays more of the fullback or the upback. Devin Smith, the tailback. It's a 3-4 look. The linebackers, a good group. Blake Benton and Aaron Neefeld on the outside. And, of course, J.C. Guttemoller, along with the quarterback on offense, Dustin Rethman. Man, that secondary. Flags, whistles before the snap.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 20. 5 yards. First down.
So the gentleman with the white hat today refereeing this, James Beery. We hear from him for the first time. On this raw, cold morning with some drizzle coming down inside Ohio Stadium. If you're just joining us, you missed J.C. Guttemoller. A 49-yard explosion to the end zone to put Marion Local on top. Run, toss, sweep. This is Jarrett Nicolai, and he got popped. Nicolai took a shot from Blake Benton, that very active outside backer.
Blake Benton does a nice job. He's actually gets blocked, turns around, comes off his block. Nicolai's right there. Watch Benton, number 19 on the outside, spins back, fights through the block, and is able to make the play. That's Wes Fritz working out on the outside. That's a great job of Benton getting off his block.
Ryan, we were just discussing how you need, you know, sustained drives and can't have those negative plays like that. Behind the sticks, Sam Carper. Carper got flushed. Will dump it down and check it off as he was able to connect with Wes Fritz, who made the grab. But this is going to bring up third down and long. Looking at third and still 17 for St. Paul.
Starting with the offsides penalty, putting yourself in first and 15 is not what you can afford to do if you're St. Paul. Now third and long, unfamiliar territory for the Flyers from St. Paul. You know, you just can't say the Flyers in this game.
No, you can't. No, it would leave the audience wondering, would it not? Yeah.
Flyers are playing great this afternoon.
Yeah, well, it'll apply. Right. Third and 17, Carper will trigger that throw, and he almost got picked off. It was in the hands of Dustin Rethman. Well, he had a lot of green ahead of him, but he couldn't secure the football. St. Paul is going to have to kick it away.
Marion Local, as a defense, likes to bring pressure, and there it comes from the outside. Aaron Neefeld almost got to him, and I think that made Carper rush his pass a little bit. Dustin Rethman, see the hands on the face mask. You know, usually you say that's why they don't play receiver, they play defensive back, but you know, Rethman's the quarterback, so maybe you know, he's got to have that one.
All right, Jarrett Nicolai, the line drive this away, and he hit a howitzer. That's going to be picked up the 20-yard line by Hunter Wilker, the dangerous Hunter Wilker, who's been dazzling Marion Local fans since his true freshman year. That's a 51-yard boot. Couldn't have come at a better time for Jarrett Nicolai. Marion Local with a 7-0 lead. J.C. Guttemoller, 49 yards to the house. Just like that, first possession. The OHSAA State Championship game, Division VII this morning, being brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices, no matter where you are. Only with Time Warner Cable. By Panini's, home of the famous overstuffed sandwich, and by Wayside Furniture. Better furniture, priced lower. So great to have all of you along this morning. Thank you for getting up with us on your Saturday morning. Maybe you've got the brunch going. I can tell you our Sports Time Ohio, a hard-working production team, in once again this morning at about 5 a.m. getting ready for the televising of 3 more state championship games to you. Norwalk St. Paul is going to like that, as rising up to put a hit on Aaron Neefeld was Logan Moffett. Moffett, a junior defensive end.
What do you need?
All right, Ryan, let's go through this St. Paul defense. They only Saw a couple of snaps. Moeller taking it to the house. Logan Moffett, we just called him a solid defensive end on the edge. Jarrett Nikolai and Derek Gross, the inside backers, are very strong. And Wes Fritz, Grant Dilger, part of that secondary. Out of the eye. Miller got popped. On the Norwalk St. Paul bench liking that, as Miller was only to wedge out a couple up over the 25-yard line. St. Paul desperately needs a strong defensive series here.
Well, Devin Smith came up and made a hit there. So far, St. Paul is matching the physical nature of that run attack of Marion Local. The pads are popping out there, Michael, and St. Paul coming up and answering that challenge.
The longevity of John Livengood, the head coach, 24th year of the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul. This is a 3rd and 7. Rethman will gun the slam, and it is hauled in. Well, Rethman right on time, connecting with Hunter Wilker, the 205-pound senior, for 14 yards to move the sticks on 3rd and 7.
And this is what sets Marion Local apart. They can come and run power football, try and run it down your throat, then they'll spread you out. And look at the accuracy of Rethman, right on Hunter Wilker. Hunter Wilker puts his body between the defender and the ball, secures it for the first down. Dynamic Marion Local offense.
Well, that young man broke on the scene. You remember him as a 15-year-old freshman and 9th grader with a superb play. Moeller had a bit of a problem on the exchange. We do have a flag at the 41-yard line. Moeller was taken down by Jim Easler. Well, let's check the flag. Thrown by the line judge.
Illegal formation on the offense. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. First down.
Ashley Collins roaming the sidelines. Good morning, Ash.
Hi, thanks, guys. Coach Goodwin, when asked about J.C. Guttemuller, said he's a real difference maker, no doubt about it. He added that J.C. has an innate ability to make things happen. He can take an ordinary play and turn it into something special. Guys?
Yeah, well, we saw that, Ashley, to be sure. That was special on a 49-yard cutback to the house. Toss sweep, Guttemuller got the edge. J.C. Guttemuller. That's an excellent tackle from Sam Carper. Carper plays free safety, took Guttemuller down, but they run that toss sweep so effectively with that O-line being able to run.
Yeah, the big guys get out front, and it's man on man, body on body, and then it's J.C. Guttemuller in the open field. Carper does what a lot of people can't do. That's bring him down in the open field, because Marion Local likes, if we can get one-on-one, open field, J.C. and whoever you have, we like our chances. Great tackle by the quarterback.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Both these quarterbacks go both ways, as you're finding out here early in the football game. Guttemuller got 3. A 2nd and 7 out of the eye. Run that counter. Aaron Neefeld, 180-pound junior, averaging almost 6 yards per carry with 8 TDs of his own this year.
It's a big defensive end. Kyle Rosbert comes in the game with 79 tackles, 9 for loss, and he is waiting for Neefeld as he comes back. A little inside trap. There's Rosbert. Nice play. So far, I like what I'm seeing out of the interior of St. Paul's defensive line.
Dustin Rethman a moment ago put it up and hit Wilker on 3rd and 7. This is 3rd and a long 4. Out of the gun for Rethman. Bubble screen. Wilker wanted a block. Look at the move. He needed to get 6 yards after he caught that bubble screen. He spun and found that yard to make. First down, 2nd catch for Hunter Wilker.
This is an outstanding individual effort by Hunter Wilker. They have him back here. There's Devin Smith, just misses him. Hunter Wilker spins, knows where the sticks are, and makes sure he gets past him to keep this drive alive. Good awareness on the field by Hunter Wilker.
Wilker now with 50 catches on the year with a couple today. Rethman will keep the football. Saw that closing down. He wanted to get on the edge, kept the football, and then got tracked down. As making that stop was Logan Moffett, as Rethman cut it back into the seam.
Well, this is not going to be a sack. It's a 1-yard gain. This was created by the coverage downfield of Norwalk St. Paul. Rethman had nobody available. Cut back and Logan Moffitt, if he didn't bring down Rethman, that was going to be a huge gain on the quarterback scramble.
So Rethman got one. Let's call it 2nd and 9. Out of the eye with a pair of wides. Guttemoller looking for a block. Cut back Guttemoller. J.C. Guttemoller outside the numbers. Guttemoller inside the 5. Touchdown, Marion Local.
Wow. 46 yards from J.C. Guttemoller. And Michael, he put the entire arsenal, his entire bag of tricks on display here. We're going to see a little stutter step. First, remember, look at him following his blocks, the patience. Makes a man miss. And then at the end, there's a little stutter step, and then Grant Dilger is on the receiving end of a J.C. Guttemoller's stiff arm, showing off a little bit of that strength. You know, you see J.C. down there on the field before, like, wow, you know, he's not the most imposing looking guy.
Yeah.
You put the football in his hands, it's a different story.
Complete back. And as we said, he has been thrilling Marion Local fans since he came into this program as a freshman. Adding that PAT for the 2nd time is Peyton Kramer. J.C. Guttemoller came in with 30 rushing touchdowns on the year in 14 football games. He's added 2 more here in less than 9 minutes. 14-0 Marion Local. J.C. Guttemoller, so impressive. Has been for 4 years in this Marion Local program, looking for his 4th state championship in a row. He and the other seniors. 8 plays on that drive. Guttemoller for the 2nd time to the house here, as we said, in less than 9 minutes on 2 series for Marion Local in the opening quarter.
Yeah, this is exactly how he wanted to start his last game. 106 yards rushing. And, you know, we're 9 minutes into this game. J.C. Guttemoller on pace to average what St. Paul does in a game, over 400 yards.
Peyton Kramer's going to boom this near the goal line, and it'll roll into the end zone before Grant Dilger could put a handle on it. Let's take a peek at one of the best in the nation, toting the rock, J.C. Guttemoller.
First carry, cutback, and then it's see you later. All Guttemoller once he gets into the open field, and this run is as good as they get. Watch a little jump step to avoid the defender. Get to the outside. How about a little stiff arm? Boom, up the sideline. Little speed to finish it off.
You just mentioned avoiding. What does Norwalk St. Paul have to avoid now? Down 14-0, less than 9 minutes in.
Well, they need to move the chains. They need to avoid this getting away from them in a hurry. I like the play call. They just, couldn't convert.
Right, they tried to set up middle screen. Devin Smith wasn't able to haul in that throw from Sam Carper. But again, this is John Livengood, a veteran football coach. He and his staff will be able to settle this football team down. But you're right, they do need something positive for them to happen on this drive.
They need to move the chains. That was one of the keys to the game. You've got to keep the ball out of Marion Local's hands.
I'll go back to their ground game, which, as we said, has been devastating this year. Brad Smith, who is going to go over 2,000 yards today on this season, averaging almost 8 a carry, 29 touchdowns for Smith. Aaron Neufeld took him down, but here's your 3rd and long now at 3rd and 8, and this is not what they do.
Well, that's the risk when you throw a pass on 1st down. Even though it was a screen, when you don't convert, you're now into a must-pass situation, and Marion Local brings pressure.
Carper will throw, and that is caught. And depending on the spot, that should be a 1st down. As making that grab, Max Fitzgerald, the junior wide receiver, moved the chains, exactly what Norwalk St. Paul needed.
Only his 5th catch on the season. You're going to see pressure right in the face of Carper. He does a good job of putting it on Fitzgerald. But whenever St. Paul's going to pass, Marion Local's going to blitz. And the question is, how soon can Carper identify where it's coming from and what receiver's going to be open? Because somebody should.
Carper has some trouble with that exchange. Marion Local says they have the football. And the Flyers from Mercer County do have the football. It looked like Aaron Neufeld that came up with it. Bad exchange. Quarterback Sam Carper never had a secure handle.
That's right. It all started with the center quarterback exchange. Carper never had it clean, tried to hand it off. Look, there's the ball in the air. Tries to get it to Devin Smith, and Neatfeld. Right guy, right time, right location, falls on the football. Marion Local is back in the St. Paul side of the field.
Quarterback Dustin Rethman. He and his offense put together a couple of quick TD drives. Play action. Rethman going to take a shot for Wilker. He made a miraculous catch. Touchdown, Hunter Wilker.
Wow, Hunter Wilker, the junior, 33-yard touchdown reception in double coverage. Dustin Rethman he just put it up and said, hey, Hunter, you go get that, make me look good. And that's exactly what Wilker did.
How phenomenally talented is this young man? As we said, as a 9th grader, he was a part of one of the most historic moments in Ohio high school state championship history back in 2011. And he's continuing to add to his impressive resume. 3rd PAT converted for Peyton Kramer. Let's take another look at Hunter Wilker. Outstanding body control.
That's exactly right, Michael. And he kind of slow played it. He actually slowed down his route and watch him time it and go up. And again, Michael, it's the body control, but it's putting the defender on his back and shielding him from the football. And that time with the free safety coming over, who never really had a good opportunity, Sam Carper. I don't think he ever saw the football, but Wilker still had to reach and pick it up off his back while suspended in the air. That's an outstanding play by Hunter Wilker.
Absolutely phenomenal. In the semis last week, he had a 69-yard touchdown run. He's thrown a touchdown pass this year. That's his 20th touchdown catch on the year. Now you're talking about a multi-versed athlete that you've got to get the football in his hands.
Yeah, and taking nothing away from quarterback Dustin Rethman, but you know, if I had a Hunter Wilker back when I played, I would look like a decent quarterback, Michael. You know, that kid, that was a great catch.
Yeah, you know the old saying that he's open even when he's covered, right?
Right.
A wide receiver like Hunter Wilker. That short kickoff returned by Jim Easler. Easler got a few on that kickoff return. You want to watch this one again and take a look at J.C. Guttamoller and Hunter Wilker and Marion Local's Flyers and Norwalk St. Paul with Time Warner Cable. You could do that. Look for this game and other high school state championship games on Time Warner Cable Local on Demand. That's channel 411. You could pause, fast forward, rewind. It's the replays only from Time Warner Cable. Enjoy better. Whistles and flags before the snap.
Head ball. Full start on the offense. 75. 5 yards. Still first down.
Kyle Rosberg got caught with beating the snap. 195-pound senior.
And this drive starts like the last one for St. Paul. Offsides, 1st and 15. Again, can't afford the self-inflicted wounds when playing against a monster like Marion Local.
Yeah, we were very impressed by that regional final win for Norwalk St. Paul. Yeah, look at that defense continue to swarm for Marion Local. As Devin Smith on that carry absolutely got swallowed up. First one there was Jacob Kunkler on the hit. Well, that regional final win for Norwalk St. Paul, Ryan, 18-14, to beat a very good Berlin Central Western Reserve squad. I know you were telling me about that, very impressed by that.
Yeah, Coach Andy Hake and Western Reserve, that was a team I had pegged to be in this game, and Norwalk St. Paul showed a lot of moxie to come back in that game win.
Sam Carper just with nowhere to go as Carper looking to find something to his liking. But you've got just an absolutely dynamic defense here in Marion Local.
And they're going to dial it up. You see Peyton Kramer coming in, Chris Lockenfeld. There's a lot of pressure coming at Sam Carper. And that's one thing, Marion Local, from teams that have played them, the one thing that always stands out is the team speed on defense. Very difficult to deal with.
3rd down and 20, and this is the 3rd possession for Norwalk St. Paul, and it's the 3rd time they've been in 3rd and 12 or more.
And here comes the pressure, Michael.
Carper's going to load it up. He wanted Wes Fritz. Fritz was in coverage, and no connect there for Sam Carper, who took another shot on delivery as he looked for Wes Fritz.
There's Cole Greasthorn in coverage. And Carper, you know, I feel for Sam Carper and what he's going through, because he's not having a whole lot of time, which is equating to not a whole lot of success passing the football, and that's because Marion Local dialing up that pressure, putting white jerseys in his face.
I'm going to hit this punt as Jarrett Nikolai again. Wilker from the 44. Very nice punt coverage unit work from Norwalk St. Paul, and taking Hunter Wilker to the turf just a couple of yards on his kick return. Only 19 seconds left in the opening quarter, and it can't end quickly enough for the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul, who've given up 3 touchdowns on 3 Marion Local possessions.
Plenty of time for Marion Local to work, as we've seen. This is a quick strike offense. 3 touchdowns, the shortest, which was 33 yards on that last offensive play by Hunter Wilker. There's the first mistake of the afternoon for Marion Local, Michael.
Yep, gonna get hit with a false start.
False start on the offense, number 74. 5 yards. Still 1st down.
There's the freshman. And what a folks, that young man right there is a 9th grader. 6'5", 265-pound John Dirksen. Oh, we've seen J.C. Guttemoller excel as a 9th grader. We've just discussed Hunter Wilker excelling as a 9th grader. It's what they do in Tim Goodwin's program. First and 15 for Dustin Rethman. Bubble screen, Wilker. Excellent read and run to the football from that defense. Logan Moffett, the first one there, kind of plays that defensive end outside backer spot.
And Derek Gross also running to the football. Good recognition by St. Paul. Gross comes in with 142 tackles. Impressive.
12 minutes in the books. 3 touchdowns on the board. The defending state champions of Marion Local. They're looking for their 4th in a row and their 8th overall. Guttemoller twice, Hunter Wilker once. 21-0, Marion Local. Raw Saturday morning in Columbus, Marion Local 21-0 over Norwalk St. Paul. D7 title game. Michael Regai, Ryan Cavanaugh. Ohio High School Athletic Association administrators do a fabulous job. Let's find out more. Ashley Collins, you're on go.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Jerry Snodgrass. Now, one of the main functions of the OHSAA is to organize and administer the tournament. So can you tell us a little bit about your role as tournament administrator?
Well, you know, first of all, it is the very core of what we do. You know, the hundreds of kids playing here this weekend, most will never play at the next level, so it is all about the experience that's created. But as an administrator and as our staff does, we work with so many great people, not just here at Ohio State University, whether it's football, basketball, but it really boils down to our great managers across the state that are also school people that give a ton of their time to make the experience great for kids.
You guys created a great experience here. Guys, back up to you.
Always good to see Jerry Snodgrass. Been around just a couple of years doing his terrific job, and the staff of Dr. Dan Ross and all of the tremendous administrators, the Ohio High School Athletic Association. Been a privilege and an honor to know all of them for all these years. 2nd and 17. Carver delivered that strike to Ryan Bruns, who made that grab. Dustin Rethman. Rethman has delivered the ball confidently and spinning it, Ryan Cavanaugh.
You know, I was just going to say, put your seatbelt on. Marion Local has the football again. It helps. The 6'7" target of Ryan Bruns, and Rethman puts it right up. Very catchable ball Rethman throws as well.
Now, Bruns, there you see Ryan just mentioned it, the size at 6'7", 215. Look at this formation. 4 receivers up to the top of your screen. Empty backfield. Bubble screen. Guttemoller. J.C. Guttemoller made the catch. He's got a first down or very close to it. He picked up 10 right at the 30-yard line.
Guttemoller comes in, as I mentioned, 12 catches on the season, averaging 22 yards a catch, 3 touchdowns. So there's more than just a running attack with J.C. Guttemoller. That time, 9 yards, as close to 10 as you can get.
Yeah, they've gone over 200 yards here on this first couple of snaps here in the second quarter. Have the Marion Local Flyers. Rethman on that half roll. He delivered that strike. Beautiful throw to Kyle Holman. Holman made the grab, so they spread it around. Wilker, Bruns, Holman.
That was just layered out. 5-yard out for Holman, a deeper out. Rethman, it all develops in front of him as he short rolls left. Easy pass out to Holman. I really like what I see out of number 10 so far today. Really, well, those numbers, that supports it. 7 for 7, 92 yards and a touchdown.
Now he's been spot on. Accuracy terrific. Gonna run that reverse. Hunter Wilker. Got a late flag. Looks like it's going to be a block in the back as Wilker got stuck. Making that stop, James Nikolai, and yeah, it is going to go on Marion Local.
The Flyers from St. Paul did not fall for the reverse. They were well defensed.
Holding. Number 2 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot. First down.
Ryan, when you and I spoke with John Livengood this week as we take a look at this Nikolai will get off a block here. But this defense of Norwalk St. Paul, now they have risen up at most opportune times this year. Against Trimble last week in the semi, 6 interceptions that buoyed that victory.
Yeah, that's impressive. 6 interceptions in a game.
That's got to be an all-11 philosophy. This is J.C. Guttemoller. Guttemoller will elevate as he went over the top to get a couple. Going to bring up second down and long, but they had the 6 picks. And you know, as John Livengood told us, Ryan, he said it's got to be an all-11 philosophy. Eye discipline on every snap.
Right, and that aspects of that is what we just saw in that reverse for Hunter Wilker. Players taking care of their responsibility. We've got to cut our own lawn before we can cut our neighbors.
I like that, yeah. And that does apply when you're playing this Marion Local offense. 2nd and 15. Rethman, there's one of those picks. It's intercepted. On that IFT is Derek Gross. That's why we brought up the 6 picks against Trimble. Knew one was coming, Derek Gross on the INT.
Right on cue, Michael. Can't write this stuff. Pretty good pass by Rethman. Derek Gross. You look at those gaudy numbers, 142 tackles, 10 for loss. This is only his first interception, though. And it bounces through the hands of Wilker. Gross behind him. Look at him take it up the sidelines. And that might just be the spark that St. Paul needed to get this offense kick-started.
I think Rethman surprised Hunter Wilker. Wilker was looking for the changeup, and Rethman drilled him with that 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
No question. There was some hot sauce on that.
That first down carry from Brad Smith. Smith, the junior fullback. So now you got the sudden change turnover in the red zone. And if there's ever a big chunk play that could maybe get you to the house here early second, the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul would love to dial it up.
Well, you know, Michael, I know. Offensive coordinators, big change of possession, a turnover, they love to go up top.
Yeah.
That's the first time we see Brad Smith up the middle like that. I want to see them get 3 yards of carry.
Toss sweep there to Devin Smith. I mean, you know, the thing got blown up. Out on the edge, I mean, Marion Local, they're so tough to run against laterally, as Joe Schweiderman was in on that stop. Blake Benson as well.
But look at them run as a defense. There's Benton setting the edge, and again, he comes off his block. Joe Schweiderman just coming down the line and they'll extend the play, and then you got guys like Blake Benton who are coming off their block making plays.
3rd and 8 for junior QB Sam Carper. Look out, pressure. Carper tries to battle back to that line of scrimmage as he was being pursued and got taken down, as that's Chris Lochtefeld, 200-pound senior on the Marion Local stop.
Good pressure up front, and again, they bring the blitz. Lochtefeld, first man to him, just swallows up Carper. 2nd sack on the season for Lochtefeld. And the turnover results to -1 yard for St. Paul.
Jarrett Nicolai to punt it away. Hunter Wilker from the 21.
Got a crease.
Wilker outside the numbers. Look at the speed, acceleration from Wilker as he'll get pushed out of bounds at the 28-yard line by Grant Dilger. That's a 61-yard punt return for the phenomenally talented Hunter Wilker.
It's like the Red Sea parting there, Michael, and all it takes is a seam for Hunter Wilker. Nice job by Grant Dilger, not giving up on it. Taking the proper angle and pushing Wilker out of bounds, but he can move for a big guy, huh?
Absolutely.
What a speed out of Hunter Wilker.
Yep.
I'll take him on my team.
All day, 6'1", 205-pound, now a senior. Back to the ground game. Miller look for a block. Look at him sift his way. Now he got 10 and made a couple of moves, just gave a leg and took it away to make 2 Norwalk St. Paul defenders miss.
This is impressive. Look at the big guys up front. Again, kick-out blocks. Nathan Heckman again coming across. J.C. Guttemore. He's a rushing machine.
Have to be impressed with the yards after contact, too. Toss sweep, Guttemore. Looking for a block. Got a block. Cuts back inside the 5. Guttemore powers his way to the 1-yard line.
And on cue, you're impressed with the yards after contact.
Yep.
And then he gives you a highlight reel type run with yards after contact. I mean, the power. And look where he's first hit, Michael. It's in the backfield, runs through an arm tackle right there, and now he just starts carrying St. Paul defenders.
4th touchdown of the day. Give the football to the up man, Aaron Neefeld, who powers into the house behind this very strong and athletic offensive line as this just impressive run game continues to address itself of Local.
They go right behind that freshman, John Dirksen. Of course, John Schwederman, the center, and Nathan Heckman, the right side of that line. And I like that 9th touchdown of the year for Neefeld. He blocks for JC all the time. You get inside the 5, give him a little sugar, let him get a touchdown.
I like that. Give him a little sugar. You're right.
That's it. You know, sugar keeps him blocking.
That's right. The 4th PAT is added from the right leg of Peyton Kramer. And Marion Local's Flyers, the 7-time state champs, looking for number 8. $28-0. Marion Local has shown you all facets of their offensive arsenal and opening up this 4-touchdown lead. Now, coming up this afternoon, you got to be right here with us on Sports Time Ohio, the OHSAA football pregame show at 2:30 and 3 o'clock. Division I final. Can't wait. The Eagles of St. Edward. And, of course, Wayne from Huber Heights. Matt Underwood, Frank Stams, Andre Knott on the call. All starts at 2:30 with Dave Chudowski and crew on the pregame, and kick off right at 3 o'clock today. Lock it in with us all day long on Sports Time Ohio, your home for the Ohio High School Athletic Association Sports Championships. With Ryan Cavanaugh and Ashley Collins, I'm Michael Regai. Glad you got up early with us on this Saturday morning. Hope you're enjoying your brunch and another state championship being decided Now on that run-up is Grant Dilger for Norwalk St. Paul on that kickoff return to the 23-yard line. So Ashley Collins down 28-0. What do you sense the mood is on the Norwalk St. Paul sidelines?
Well, it's not good, obviously, as you can imagine. I'm standing right next to Coach Livengood, and at that last touchdown that just went in, they kind of just all looked at each other, very quiet down here, just shaking their heads. They can't contain them right now. There's a lot of time left, so I'm sure they're not totally defeated, but it doesn't look good down here right now, guys.
Yeah, Ashley, no, you got to play hard. I mean, the effort, the maximum effort's really got to kick in now as we hit the halfway point of the second half. Carper looking to put it up, being chased. That throw is hauled in. When Carper kept the play alive and hit Wes Fritz. Fritz made the grab. That's for 14 yards. How about Sam Carper there? Keep making something happen, extending the play, Ryan.
Well, and that's exactly right. He extends it with his feet, and again, under heavy duress, Cole Griesdorn comes up and makes the play. Rolling to his left, Carper just flicks the ball out to Wes Fritz. Another first down.
Out of that tight run formation. Well, that's that up man, the fullback, Brad Smith. And folks, Brad Smith is a 2,000-yard ground gainer on the year with 29 touchdowns. Ryan, when we talk about tight, very tight, there's very little gap in there. They really aren't splits. I mean, they're guys that are foot to foot and elbow to elbow. What are they trying to create with that tight a presence on that O-line?
Well, it's very similar like a kick return. It's a wedge. What they're trying to do is just go body to body wedge and then move people in different directions and allow your fullback to almost, it's running off the back of the lineman.
And there again, Brad Smith, they're trying to run that power isolation play, whether they run out of the T or out of the I, and Smith finding it tough going as Chris Lochtefeld. Good look at Lochtefeld there on that first hit.
Lochtefeld has been a monster on the inside. 6'4", 200 pounds. Him and Ethan Neatfeld, 245. It all starts in the middle. It all starts in the middle for Marion Local. And here's the pressure again.
Blitz coming. Carper had to put it up, and that throw was incomplete. As a Carper under heavy duress. Kyle Holman on that coverage. Carper was looking to find Max Fitzgerald.
This is the Defensive Player of the Year, 43. Running right into Sam Carper. They just run a stun up the middle. Middle linebacker, Jacob Kunkler, waits for the center guard gap to open up, runs right through it. Carper forced to hurry his throw.
Jared Nicolai's been a busy young man today. He's got to punt the football away once again here in the opening half. Wilker's going to fair catch and bobbled and muffed the football. But Marion Local is going to maintain possession as it's squirted out of bounds. Wilker coughed it up, but Norwalk St. Paul not able to capitalize. Marion Local will have the football with a 28-0 lead when we come back to Columbus. 28-0. The Marion Local Flyers on top of Norwalk St. Paul, seeking their 4th straight championship. And the ringleader, the senior that absolutely makes it all happen, J.C. Gunnemoller. Look at the numbers at 17 yards a total.
That's 2 touchdowns. Second consecutive week that he's had 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. And look at the patience. And here's where he makes Michael Regai look like a seer, a prophet. Talking about yards after contact, and then he lets, I don't think that's what Coach Livengood was talking about when he said we need all 11 hats there. He didn't mean to all hit JC on the same play to bring him down.
Right, exactly, yeah.
'Cause that's about how many it took.
Run that rocket sweep for Marion Local with Hunter Wilker. Nice job by Norwalk St. Paul to be able to string that out and keep Wilker to a gain of about 5.
Moffitt and Jarrett Nicolai again. They've been pretty sound on the outsides defensively. Responsibility football, they've done a nice job of that. And they haven't allowed Marion Local, at times, at least the wide receivers, to get loose. A lot of the runs so far have all been J.C. Gunnemoller.
Long count for Rethman. He'll gun that out route. Put it right on the big tight end, Ryan Bruns. 6'7". I got to tell you, former quarterback, I like the way that Evan Rethman presents himself throwing the football.
He sure does. And, you know, he looks to the top, comes back.
Jimmy.
But, you know, for a first-year player, you know, he played a little last year. But for a first-year starter, the ability to look off the defense, come back down to the primary, that's impressive.
Just put it in the hands on another bubble screen to Hunter Wilker. Wilker just got 11 as Wilker continues to rack up just the most impressive numbers. As we talked about, averaging better than 22 yards a catch and 20 touchdowns receiving this year.
A 10, 11-yard gain is the norm for Marion Local. I mean, they're taking chunks of yardage.
Well, Ryan, you're absolutely correct, and this is going to cost Marion Local 5 here.
Red ball. False start on the offense. 64 with an illegal snap. 5 yards. Go first down.
Ryan, they average through now into their 15th football game of the year. And by the way, they've played the maximum 15 football games for 4 consecutive years. But they average 9 yards every time they snap the football. I mean, that's eye-popping.
Right.
I don't care what level you're playing at. That's eye-popping.
Doesn't matter. And their schedule is as tough as anybody in Division VII.
That's right. Back to the ground game. Run Aaron Niefeld. Niefeld will power his way down near another first down as Niefeld got 9 to the 21-yard line.
Well, yeah, 14 after the penalty. So, you know, you put yourself back in a 1st and 15. So it doesn't matter. And Niefeld, you know, this is the fullback for Goodwin. So he looked like a tailback there, Michael. You see him making people miss.
J.C. Guttlemiller got tripped up there as he got inside the 20.
And right there, JC's like, this is going to kill my average.
Yeah.
What was that? I can't believe I tripped.
Do have a flag, though, we saw that flew late.
It's probably on Guttemore, so it won't count as a rush, you know? Smart player.
We won't book that one yet.
Holding. 68 on the offense. 10 yards from the spot. We play second down.
Chris Lochtefeld, the senior left tackle, got caught on the infraction. Late second quarter. The Flyers of Marion Local with their senior quarterback Dustin Rethman now operating this offense. It's absolutely dazzling, looking to put their 5th TD on the board.
And then look, Michael, they'll cover the whole 53 and a third on the side here. Look, 4 wides. They'll take out the tight end and the running back.
Rethman going to take a shot for Wilker. He elevated, made another tremendous catch. Touchdown, Marion Local. 29-yard hookup. Dustin Rethman, Hunter Wilker.
Hunter Wilker putting on a performance here this afternoon. This is just an individual effort. Again, 2 defenders. Rethman throws it up. Hunter Wilker goes and gets it into the end zone. He's an impressive talent.
What a luxury if you're Dustin Rethman, too, again, for the quarterback perspective. You need your quarterbacks to throw a guy open or, again, as we said, all right, even when I got a guy covered, he's really open because he's so good. But you just get it up in the direction in the area of Hunter Wilker, and he's going to make a play for you.
Right, and that's what he's doing. He throws it up, says, go get it, big fella, make a play. And the athleticism, the jumping ability of Hunter Wilker is just supreme to anybody who's out there covering him right now. Pretty good throw. And that was misjudged by Devin Smith. But Hunter Wilker, look at the rise here, Michael. Goes up over, high points the football, and he's in the end zone. And now we are at 35 points. And it's the speed by which Marion Local has done this. They've had 6 drives. They've scored 5 touchdowns. The longest drive, Michael, 4 minutes and 26 seconds. And then you've got 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 seconds, and 41 seconds. Quick strike.
Tim Goodwin's football team is some kind of special. 92 boys is all that is enrolled in the Maria Stein Marion Local High School. 324 yards of total offense through the first little bit shy of 22 minutes of this opening half.
The more impressive stat to me personally is the rushing yards of St. Paul. They came in this game averaging 419 on the ground. They have 9 yards rushing through the first quarter, or through the first half.
Yeah, it's certainly been difficult. This is Wes Fritz on the return, and Fritz got rattled out of bounds on that kick coverage. Dwayne Leggers running down and covering the kickoff. All right, let's take a look at where John Livengood and the Norwalk St. Paul Flyers come from. Huron County, up in the northern part of the state of Ohio. They won a state championship only 5 years ago. State semis 7 times, and no stranger. They've been a tradition-rich program. Playoff appearances, as you see, with that one state championship to go with it.
Yeah, that was 2009, as I mentioned. They knocked off Delphus St. John's, another member of the MAC. Hoping to catch a little of that lightning here this morning. So far, it's been tough sledding.
Sam Carper trying to ignite this ground game, and they just haven't been able to do it. Devin Smith there, and Smith was taken down, making that stop. John Knapschafer. So now some of the backups are on the football field. We noticed here late first half for Marion Local defensively.
Wind is just brutal.
And I mentioned the 35-0 score, Michael. As you know, the second half, it's 30 or more points. You got a running clock.
Yeah.
And that's what St. Paul, they're in danger of that right now, and it's a pride thing. You never want to get to that point.
This is Devin Smith, got the edge, and got a decent block, and he's got a first down. Nice cutback from Devin Smith as he was able to get out on that edge, and he did get a very nice block as well from Sam Carper, quarterback. Look at Carper here, Ryan.
Yeah, leading the way up. I like it. Carper tosses it and then gets out in front. Very impressive. Credit also to Grady Hedrick. Nice kick out block. St. Paul rotates a lot of offensive linemen. You see a lot of different faces in there.
Going right back to the ground game. And on that carry for St. Paul was a Max Fitzgerald. Marion Local is going to take one of their timeouts here, looking to get the football back, possibly.
Well, it's second and about 7. You know, it's first half. You know, it's 35-0, but it's still the first half. And Coach Goodwin, veteran of these games, he's not going to have any question going into the half about where they're at. So I don't disagree with the timeout at this point.
All right, let's take a look way over the west side of the Buckeye State, Mercer County, right there on that Ohio-Indiana border, out of that so tough and dominant Midwest Athletic Conference. There it is, sets 2007 state championships under Tim Goodwin. The playoff appearances, they're just phenomenal, the amount of football games they've played. You look at 57-9, Ryan, that's like, for Tim Goodwin, that's like 6.5 Ohio high school football seasons they've played after regular seasons have ended.
Right, it's 2 additional seasons compared to teams that don't make the playoffs.
Right.
And as you mentioned, you're going to start seeing some fresh faces in there. Not only do they get the big game experience, Michael, but they get 5 extra weeks of practice to incorporate and indoctrinate some of those younger guys into what's going on. It's a huge advantage.
No question about that.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense, number 25, 5 yards, still second down.
That'll cost Marion Local 5. As we said, a lot of backups on for Marion Local now defensively. There's their fullback, Aaron Neefeld. Encroach there. Second down and 2 with 1:06 left. are getting absolutely swallowed up.
Timeout. Marion Local.
Jacob Kunkler in on that hit. So this running game that's used to chunk plays and being able to get to the house, just really nowhere to operate.
There's Kunkler coming up in support, blows it up, and of course, J.C. Guttamoller from his cornerback spot helping Kunkler out.
Jared Nikolai took that handoff. Nikolai averages 9 a carry, 10 touchdowns on the year, and they just have nowhere to go. How many in a row have they won? They're looking for 37. Their Midwest Athletic Conference rival Coldwater dealt them their last loss 2 football seasons ago.
And you know, that's the interesting matchup. I've got some good friends out in Coldwater. I spent some time out in that area this summer. And, you know, that's it. 2 years ago was the last time Coldwater, and the last 2 years Marion Local got them. But, you know, for the past few years, it's who's going to win. Is it Marion Local? Is it Coldwater? And that small-time football, D5, D7. But it's one of the dates, if you're a real fan of Ohio high school sports, that matchup is circled on your calendar.
It has to be.
And for this reason.
Minster. Delphus St. John.
Right.
Standing programs. Carper's going to take a shot and load it up middle. J.C. Guttamoller broke that up. It was intended for Wes Fritz. And the Norwalk St. Paul sideline felt that Fritz was being jostled on his route.
And Guttamoller is favoring his right wrist. I'm not sure if he landed funny on it. But look at the defense. I don't know if he got a hand on that, Michael. It's hard to tell. If J.C. Guttamoller gets a hand on it.
Don't think so.
And it looks like he just lands on this right wrist a little funky.
No, the hand on it was Wes Fritz.
Yeah.
Yep. And Guttamoller does not go back to join Hunter Wilker, as Norwalk St. Paul is going to boot that football out of there with Jarrett Nikolai. And football's loose and on the turf. And being able to jump on that for Marion Local was Ryan Toby. Toby got on that loose football.
Again, Toby coming in for Guttamoller on punt returns. You know, Coach Goodwin, you get to be this good by having coaching points, and at some point there's going to be discussion about fielding punts, because if you had to look at what Marion Local's done so far and find an area of improvement.
That's where you're going
fielding.
to.
Well, that's what you got to go to.
a couple of punts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he jumped off sides a couple times.
Yeah. Dustin Rethman has had an extraordinary first half. Now, usually the headline grabbers are J.C. Guttamoller and Hunter Wilker. But Rethman has been sharp in this opening half. Will he take some shots here? Yeah. In trouble, and Rethman's going to go down. Excellent hit coming up and forcing that from Norwalk St. Paul's Derek Gross, the middle linebacker.
Timeout.
Sixth sack of the season.
Third and final timeout this half.
Look at Derek Gross, and they bring pressure. Jarrett Nikolai off the back. There's Gross from the front side, play side, coming up. That's a great play by Derek Gross. Michael, it's 2nd and 20. There's 35 seconds left, and Marion Local called a timeout. I mean,
they called a timeout defensively on their last Norwalk St. Paul possession.
Right.
Yeah.
But and I understand. Then you get into 2nd and 20. You got the ball on your own 25. And you say, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll just take a knee and we'll talk about it in the second half. But the confidence of Marion Local, it's, you know, they're on a different level.
Yeah.
As far as what, you know, we're still going to get another. We're going to hang some more points on the board this half.
Pretty much, I think the expression is, this is how we play football, and this is how we compete. And if you're John Livengood, of course, he knows he's got to find a way to come up with something motivational at halftime. They beat his Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul, you know, attached and engaged. And
you know what I think you do? I think you bring it to the lowest common denominator, and you say we play each play. We win this play, then we win the next one, and you just build on play by play, and that's the only way to get it back. You can't score 14 or 21 at a time.
At 2nd and 21, Rethman will deliver to strike the big Ryan Bruns. Again, I'm going to say it again. Dustin Rethman steps through throws and throws the football very accurately.
He sure does. 6 foot, 185 pounds. And because of Guttamoller and because of the dominance of this team, you haven't heard a lot about Dustin Rethman. But as far as passing quarterbacks go, he's very impressive. Very impressive. Very accurate. Well, there you go. Very accurate. Thanks, guys. Best guys in the truck.
He did have the one pick on the deflection.
That might be on Wilker, though, you know?
3rd and 6. Rethman will hook up with Ryan Bruns again at the midfield stripe. Bruns ran that out for this tight end spot. Sticks will move. 23 seconds left. Marion Local going quickly. Clock winds. And Rethman's going to clock the football.
They got no timeouts, 20 seconds. What weapons, though? I was going to say, what weapons, though? You know, Ryan Bruns, a 6'7" tight end.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's impressive. And then you see the younger guys coming up who we'll see in the second half, I imagine. Guys like Ryan Toby, 6'1", 175-pound sophomore.
20 seconds left. Marion Local without a timeout left. Rethman going to throw the square in off the hands of Ryan Bruns. In coverage, Wes Fritz. 3rd down and 10 with 16 ticks left.
Now he's tall, but I'm not sure he's that tall, Dustin. You may want to bring it down just a hair.
It gives you a nice throwing radius, though, doesn't it? At 6'7".
You know, when you get the sticker helmets, right? I mean, what do you do until you get enough to make the number 9? You know, I mean, what do you just have? You've got some shape going on. It's not quite a 9. I got to make some plays this week. I need to get my 9. I got to get my 9 sorted out.
Right, the decals for big plays, special plays. 3rd and 10. 16 seconds left. Rethman wants to take a shot. Gonna load it up for Holman. He was covered by Grant Dilger. He was looking for the junior Kyle Holman.
Kyle Holman ran it out and up, and he got behind Dilger. This is a pretty good throw by Dustin Rethman. Looked like he gave Kyle Holman a shot, and that's all you're looking for at that point. Give your receiver a chance to make a play.
Coming up at halftime in just 9 seconds of clock time, we're going to hear from Tim Goodwin as he exits the football field. And don't forget Dave Chudowski, Chris Beanie Wells, and Bill Powers with our halftime show. Rethman, misdirection. Guttamoller in space. J.C. Guttamoller still alive as the clock hits triple zeros and expires on that 26-yard misdirection throwback from Rethman to Guttamoller. What an impressive first 24 minutes as the Flyers of Marion Local out of Mercer County looking for their 4th straight championship, their 8th since the 2000 football season. And they have been entirely impressive against a Norwalk St. Paul Flyers squad that needs to regroup and look for some feel good in the second half.
We've got 35 points as an offense, but defensively they've held Norwalk St. Paul to 47 total yards, only 23 rushing, and St. Paul never crossed midfield.
No, they did not. And for Tim Goodwin. It's an opportunity to go in at halftime, but first he chats with our Ashley Collins. Ashley?
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, Coach, it's been all you guys all first half. What's just been working, and what is going to be the key to continue this in the second half?
Well, we got playmakers out there, JC and Hunter, and they've made big plays for us. They're just special players at our level. So, we're going to go out, and hopefully, get some kids in and let them have some fun here.
I know you said that was very important to get those kids in and get some time because they're going to match up with the ones on Norwalk St. Paul. So how's that going to go for you, and how important is that in the second half?
We've done that in the playoffs, and, we got to have a lot of those kids step up next year. So, this will be good for our program here.
And now they brought some pressure towards the end of the first half. They're obviously going to make some adjustments at the half. How dangerous can this team be, do you think, coming into the second half?
We do have to do a better job pass protecting, you're right. I'm not sure exactly what went on there, but there's some things we can clean up. But, our kids are playing hard, and I'm glad I'm coaching them.
All right, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Marion Local looking for their 4th straight state championship. They lead it 35-0 at the half, guys.
Yeah, they are, Ashley, and in complete control, and their 8th, as we said, since 2000, and this their 17th trip to the Ohio High School Athletic Association playoffs. Couple of touchdowns from J.C. Guttamoller, 2 from Hunter Wilker, a 5th from Aaron Neefeld. It all spells 35-0. Marion Local, the guys at halftime after.
The 3-time defending state champs, they're at it again, 35-0. Marion Local leads St. Paul at halftime, the Division VII state championship game from the Horseshoe down in Columbus. As we have 3 games for you here on Sports Time Ohio today. The first game right now, all Marion Local. Dave Chudowski back with you here in the Hyundai Studios, downtown Cleveland, Ohio. The running back, Beanie Wells. The coach, Bill Powers. All right, Coach, Marion Local, they say protect the tradition. I'd say they're doing that. I mean, they have a safeguard around this game. 19 straight playoff wins, 36-game winning streak, 3-time defending state champs. This is what they do.
Yeah, we talked about it in the pregame about the size difference and the physicality of Marion Local, and they really put that on display in the first half. I think what we should do is make them spend the night in Columbus and play the winner of the Ed's Huber Heights game tomorrow, because I think they're one of the best teams in the state right now.
Wow, or put all the MAC schools in one division, or maybe have like a second playoff where all the MAC teams go in and play Division VIII or something. I mean, all kidding aside. Beanie, what we're really seeing is a team that has superior athletes right now. I mean, you see Hunter Wilker, he looks like a man amongst boys.
Oh, there's no question.
And Guttamoller is just outstanding.
Guttamoller is a beast right now. It's a guy I mentioned early on in the pregame, and he's coming to fruition. I mean, everything I talked about has been true. A kid goes out and rushes for eight carries, 137 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's getting it done. A physical back, as Coach mentioned. He's getting it done north, west, east, south. I mean, every which way this kid is getting it done.
Yeah, northwest, southwest, east, west, whatever. I mean, he's getting it done. And he'll be on the all-powers team. I think we can lock him in on that.
I think that's without a doubt.
I mean, Michael Regai called him one of the best backs in the nation. I mean, that's high praise when you hear something like that.
And I said, I think if he's that good, he better be on the all-powers team.
He'll be on everyone's team. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, and it starts with him right away in the first quarter. His first carry, just the second snap. Here's Guttamoller, Beanie, special kid right here.
He makes a move, and he goes the distance, and this run right here, it just seemed like this sucks the life out of the defense.
It really did. 49-yard touchdown to make it 7-0, but he wasn't done. Coach, here we go again, this time from 46 yards. This might outdo the other one.
Look at the shiftiness right there. He does a little hop step to the right, plants, cups back, and then he shows the power with the stiff arm. I love the stiff arm.
Beanie, he does a really good job reading his blocks too, doesn't he?
Absolutely. A very patient guy, slow to, speeds through.
All right, later in the first quarter, now we go to the air. Dustin Rethman, who is 13 of 16, and I think he's still passing right now at halftime. But here he goes. There's Hunter Wilker. I mean, come on! That's not fair!
I got to believe I could throw a touchdown pass with that guy catching the ball.
33-yard touchdown to make it 21-0. And you know what? They're going to say, hey, Aaron Neatfield, you know, you've been blocking all this time. How about a little bonus for you as we
You got to show them guys a little bit of love.
1 yard touchdown to make it 28-0, and Wilker would get another touchdown before halftime, and that's where we have the score of 35-0. My goodness. I mean, I'm not even going to go to you guys right away. First thing that jumps out at me, total yards for Marion Local, 364. Oh, by the way, 14 first downs, Beanie.
Oh, man, it's been unbelievable. Just looking on the other end, 47 total yards. I can't believe it. Marion Local, I mentioned earlier, they don't have that superstar on the defensive side of the ball, but they play collectively as a whole, and it's shown right now.
All right, let's move to our next piece of video here, and that's the defense for Marion Local, Coach, and it has been outstanding. Heading into this game, 7 shutouts. They averaged, beating their opponent this year, 43-7. In the playoffs, 179-14 has been the differential in points. I mean, they're just taking care of business.
Well, this is the first time all weekend we really talked about a dominating defense. There's been a lot of points put up, and they are coming out today, physically dominating the line of scrimmage. And remember, St. Paul is a dominant running game, okay? But they're going with tight splits, and these guys are just too big, too strong, and they're reestablishing the line of scrimmage every single play.
That's a great point. I mean, they're allowing 47 yards. I mean, Beanie, you got to give Marion Local even more credit than I think we already are. Norwalk St. Paul is a great team.
Yeah.
I mean, I know firsthand how good Western Reserve is, and they beat them 18-14. They beat Trimble, who, didn't they make the state championship game last year? I mean, this is a great team in Norwalk St. Paul, but yet it almost doesn't seem fair with the way Marion Local's playing.
I thought the Smith brothers would have a better opportunity to go out and run the game, and in the running game, and do well versus them. But Marion, they're just shutting everything down. And I mentioned early on in the pregame as well, they only give up 1.9 yards per carry to opposing runners.
Yeah, and then the big thing for the Smith brothers, they're not having a chance. When they've had 2 good carries when they had a chance. But that D-line is just reestablishing that line of scrimmage. You know, as a running back, if you're getting that ball and you're getting hit on one step, you got no chance.
And they're crowding the line of scrimmage as well.
All right, so far we have had 3 outstanding games go down to the wire. Now we're looking at a second blowout, but we still have 2 more games to go after this, and we are going to preview the action coming up on Sports Time Ohio. We still have 2 more games to go, including the big one this afternoon in D1. There's your score right now, halftime of the D7 state championship game. Marion Local 35, Norwalk St. Paul nothing. We'll be right back after this timeout on the halftime show. We're back on Sports Time Ohio. Last night in the D2 State Championship, we were looking for a close game, but it didn't turn out that way. Avery Larkin, a big reason why. Big interception return to make it 34-13 just before halftime, and they kept adding on points in the second half as LaSalle gets the win. 55-20, guys, over Nordonia. Surprised by that?
A little bit, just because I was impressed and surprised with the absolute team speed of LaSalle.
Me too. LaSalle was one of the better teams in the state, and they went out and proved that last night. But I expected Nordonia to be more competitive in that game.
Yeah, I think if I watched LaSalle every single week, I maybe wouldn't be as surprised. But watching Nordonia every week, as I did up here in Cleveland, I was surprised because Nordonia beat a lot of talent to get to that point. Hats off to LaSalle, state champs. Here are your other champions in D3 Central Catholic, guys. That was, I mean, Coach, you called it best game ever, right? I'm going to keep drilling you on that all the time. But that was an unbelievable win over the Mr. Football in Athens, you know?
Yeah, I might have to go with the Minster Kirtland game now. I don't know. I'll make up my decision at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Okay. You know I like seeing that one with the running backs, though.
I know you do. That's right.
500 rush yards.
Benedictine, the home of champions, another state champion. Minster, LaSalle, Toledo Central Catholic. Congrats. And congrats to all the teams as well, because to get to this point, outstanding. 3 o'clock. Wayne out of Huber Heights, St. Edward out of Lakewood. They clash at 3 o'clock. It's the rematch from 2010. Then at 8 o'clock, the D5 state championship, Canton Central Catholic, Jake McCuddy and Central Catholic going up against Coldwater. Coldwater in the state title game for the 6th straight time. They have 4 titles. Oh, by the way, they're from the MAC.
Yeah. You talk about this MAC conference. I compare it to the SEC. I would like to see them all just beat each other up and make their own state conference.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, it's almost unfair.
Yeah, it is, because they just beat teams down.
They do.
And with that conference schedule, you don't need to schedule hard non-conference games early in the year because your conference schedule is brutal.
How about the D1 title game?
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see the long-standing tradition of St. Ed's, and hopefully they go out and score a lot of points.
And I'll tell you what, we think we saw speed last night with LaSalle. wait till you see St. Ed's. There's going to be some wicked speed on that field today.
Maybe one of the fastest teams in the entire nation.
Absolutely.
And maybe the best team in the entire state, but we'll see. Wayne will have something to say about that. Maybe they're the best team in the entire state. We'll find out. All right, Beanie Wells, Bill Powers, Dave Chudowski will be with you here for one more segment. We have to break down the keys to the second half. There's your score. 35-0, Marion Local in the lead in the D7 state championship game. We'll be right back after this timeout on Sports Time Ohio.
J.C. Guttemoller, first carry of the morning.
J.C. Guttemoller, 9 for $139 and 2 touchdowns. Those are almost Beanie Wells type numbers.
Mama, there goes that man.
A
good one.
Second half action coming up. Beanie, keys for Norwalk St. Paul to try to get back in this one.
I know they don't do it much, but I think they ought to throw the ball around a little bit. You know, somebody has to step up and make a big play. I always say big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and this is a big game. So one of the Smith brothers, I think, ought to step up a little bit. And I definitely think they have to stop the opposing team's run game. Coach, I'm not a coach. What do you think about my keys?
I tell you, you're right on with those, and you do expect your stars to be stars. But I think right now, if you're St. Paul, you got to come out in the second half, and your goal has to be to win the second half. I don't want to say the game's over, but 35-0 is a tough hill to overcome. So you want to come out and your goal is win the second half. So even though you may come up short on your ultimate goal, you're still going to feel good inside and some pride that, hey, we fought all the way to the end. And like you said, stars need to be stars. And right now on Norwalk, their stars aren't making plays.
Marion Local, I mean, how much are they going to try to pour it on, Coach? I mean, they were trying to get more points there before halftime. I mean, what happens here with them?
I'll be honest with you, I fully expect them to play their starters at least midway, if not the whole third quarter. I really think Coach Goodwin was not a guy to take his foot off the gas. And I'm not a fan of running the score up, but remember, I always look at this is week 15. There is no tomorrow. You don't want to have any second doubts about anything, so I don't mind teams pouring it down through the third quarter.
All right, there you have it, 35-0, Marion Local in the lead here at halftime. Second half action coming up next with Regat, Kavanaugh, Collins, for Powers, Wells, I'm Chudowski. We'll see you after the game for postgame.
This OHSAA State Championship game is being brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Enjoy the most sports on the most devices, no matter where you are, only with Time Warner Cable. Also by good folks at Panini's, their home of the famous overstuffed sandwich, and by our friends at Wayside Furniture. Better furniture, priced lower. 35-0 Marion Local on top of Norwalk St. Paul. This is the Division VII State Championship game. Hope you're enjoying. Glad to have you with us. Michael Regai, Ryan Kavanaugh, Ashley Collins will join momentarily as advertised for Marion Local. Dynamic offensively, very stout and sturdy defensively. They've had it all on display here in the first 24 minutes.
Absolutely. You don't get this way by accident. That's Aaron Neatfeld recovering a fumble here. That's part of that defense you're talking about offensively. How about Hunter Wilker? 2 touchdowns in the first half. Some dynamic plays as well. Going up, shielding the defender, bringing it in. Hunter Wilker's been a story for Marion Local, and of course, J.C. Guttemoller. He's really just doing what he's done for the past 3 years.
364 yards of total offense for Marion Local, and they got it right out of the chute. And Dustin Rethman has been accurate and decisive throwing the football.
He's kind of the unsung hero of this team because Guttemoller gets so much attention, but these are good balls. Putting it where only Hunter Wilker can get it, and he's been almost perfect so far this morning.
All right, a pair of touchdowns for both Hunter Wilker and J.C. Guttemoller, both of them all Ohioans. Let's take a look at the numbers from the first half. So there it is. That's 364 yards of total O and averaging better than 10 yards of play.
That's Marion Local. What they're doing defensively is nothing short of amazing. They haven't allowed St. Paul into their territory. They haven't allowed a play over 15 yards. And a team that averages 419 yards in St. Paul is averaging only 1.9 yards per play.
Yeah, we'll see if the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul can find a way to get back to what they did so wonderfully well through the first 14 games of this year, and that is being explosive offense of their own. Ashley Collins chatted with head coach John Livengood. Ashley, the message from the head coach was?
You know, Michael, he kind of looked at me when I asked him what he told the guys at the half, and he just says, I don't know, what do you think I should have told him? And he kind of laughed a little bit, but then he said, you know, we're going to come out here like it's 0-0, and it's the state championships. I want these guys to experience it, come out, and, you know, obviously they're down by a huge deficit, but just come out here like there's no score and play real hard.
Yeah, no, that is pretty concise, and I agree. That sums it up. Like my partner Ryan Cavanaugh said, play each play and get a win on each and every snap. Let's revisit your keys to the game, and we'll start with the defending state champs of Marion Local.
We'll get on them early. That's what Marion Local's done all year. 21 points in the first quarter. They continue that enormous deficit, and for St. Paul, takeaway number 13, that's Goodwin. They did not do a very good job of that. However, it's the second half, and as you mentioned, Coach Livengood spoke to Ashley about, it's win those small increments, find a way to get yourself back in this game.
As St. Paul, a football team, they've only lost one football game this year, and they have had a strong ride through the tournament. They won the state title in 2009, and as we referenced in the first half, that win in the regional finals over Berlin Center Western Reserve was one that we talked to John Livengood about it quite a bit this week, and he mentioned that defensively he was so proud of his football team in holding Berlin Western to 14 points in that 18-14 win, and was hoping to duplicate that today, and yet he knew it was going to be difficult against that man, Tim Goodwin's explosive offense.
St. Paul is going to start with the football, and they'll get an opportunity to get that ground game going.
Come on,
All right, to start the third quarter, this is Wes Fritz for Norwalk St. Paul on that kick return, and he'll get taken down before he gets to the 20-yard line. Ryan Bruns in on that stop. All right, now let's remember there's a point differential rule in the OHSAA. Running clock in the second half when a lead reaches 30 points plus. Ryan, it only stops official, of course, timeout. Team takes a timeout. The end of the third quarter or a touchdown field goal safety occurs. So, bottom line, right now, with this deficit, what it is, this clock is in running mode. As that first toss sweep is to Brad Smith. Smith Jr. And again, Ryan, in Brad Smith, came in here with 1,983 yards and 29 touchdowns. Devin Smith, no relation, 1,771 yards of rushing. And they run out of this tight formation, 23 touchdowns. So their run game this year has been almost unstoppable.
And Brad Smith averaged 7.7 coming into this game. Devin, 8.6 yards per carry.
Carper's throw, he got picked off. Intercepted by Jacob Kunkler. Kunkler came up with the eye. Let's check that. It wasn't Kunkler, it was Joe Schweiderman. Schweiderman with the INT, 42, not 43.
Getting a dry ball.
Very athletic play. Both the Kunkler, Schweiderman, the inside linebackers, and this is Schweiderman. Wow.
Perfect pass. 52 on the defense. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
Oh, a late hit on Peyton Kramer is going to wipe away the Schweiderman INT.
Take a look at the hit here. I'm not sure if they got him for slamming him down. Carper certainly feeling the effects of that hit by Kramer.
Now run that toss sweep. This is Devin Smith, the running back. He got that edge turned momentarily. And see, that's the kind of first down plays and opportunity. Now they can play ahead of the sticks as Devin Smith got 6 on that first down toss.
That's absolutely the case. You know, what you want to do is dictate your playbook, not have it dictated to you. And when you get into 3rd and 14, 15, you can't have a run-pass option. Now the playbook's wide open. St. Paul has some flexibility.
And they're going to pick up a first down on that carry. As that's Jarrett Nikolai. Nikolai, who's averaged 9 yards a carry on the year with 10 touchdowns. Norwalk St. Paul crowd rising up a little bit. They moved the chains for a first down.
Good job by Nikolai, getting down, running behind his pads, getting low. The interior of the St. Paul line doing a nice job as well. Led up front by big center Nate Meyer.
Let's stay with that ground game. And right at the 50-yard line as the ball carrier again, the up man, Brad Smith. Over 5,000 yards rushing for this football team this year. Norwalk St. Paul. They average 360 yards per game on the ground. And again, 420 yards of total offense, Ryan. So, you know, they've been very potent. But again, they have not faced a defense like this fast, sturdy defense of Marion Local. Jarrett Nikolai found a little bit of a crease. Nikolai got through a seam to bring up now a 3rd down and 4 after the Nikolai carry.
I like what Nikolai, the way he runs the football. Hits the hole hard, runs with power. Kyle Homan comes across making the tackle, but not before Nikolai again gets a big gain on 2nd down. This is the first time for St. Paul across the 50-yard line in this game.
Out of the tight T formation, Devin Smith looking for some blocks, just never happened. He got tracked down on the backside. Jack Holman. Holman got some help from Blake Benton.
That's the danger of those sweep plays. If you're gonna run east and west, they'll run you down. See, there's a hesitation, and then you see Jack Holman coming from the back, and then it's a swarm of Marion Local white jerseys. But on that sweep, you know, I know what he's looking for, Michael. He's looking for a hole. He's looking to put his foot in the ground and get upfield.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't come, you got to treat it like an inside run and just get what you can get. You can't hang out in the back.
Well, on 4th down and 6, Coach John Livengood is going to get Jared Nikolai in punt formation to presumably kick the football away. He'll do that and have it sail out of bounds away from Hunter Wilker. All right, first 4 minutes and some change. Norwalk St. Paul had the football. 35-0 Marion Local when we get back. $35-0 Marion Local as they'll get their hands on the football here for the first time in the 3rd quarter. While you're watching the action, you can nominate a standout performer for the All Powers team on Twitter. Here's what you do. Use hashtag OHChamps. Hashtag OHChamps. At Sportstime Ohio, the All Powers team will be revealed after the Division V championship game tonight. Coach Powers is hard at work, is he not?
Oh, yeah. You know, I was there Thursday night with the guys, and all Coach Powers kept doing is talking about how, well, I took the All-Kavanaugh team from you know? Hey, it's the All Powers team now.
Hey, how about speaking of some power on the defensive side? That football was turned over as Marion Local's Aaron Neufeld got upended, coughed it up. Kyle Rospert and St. Paul have come up with the sudden change turnover. Take a look.
Once you leave your feet, it's a dangerous area because you no longer have control. People can take shots, and that was just hat on football. Kyle Rospert recovers it, and now St. Paul with the deepest penetration into Marion Local territory.
All right, can they capitalize? Play action for Carper. He's going to load it up and fire deep. He was looking to 5 Grant Dilger. Dilger in coverage with Cole Griesdorf. I like the fact they're taking a shot after a turnover.
I told you, offensive coordinators love it. You get a turnover, you go up top. Take a shot at it, right? I mean,
got to, have to, yeah. Now back to the ground game and run Devin Smith, the 175-pound senior. They pick up 3 to bring up 3rd down and 7. You would think here at this position on the football field, this is 4 down go territory.
Absolutely, it's got to be. And again, you know, when we mention, Michael, that you want to win small increments, you can't score 14 or 21 at a time. The first step of that is getting the running clock stopped, and that means you got to get a touchdown on the board. So it's definitely 4-down territory.
On 3rd and 7, boy, Carper wanted to find the out to his liking. He had Grant Dilger there. I think that throw, slick football, sailed on Carper a little bit to bring up 4th down.
It did, yeah. You know, he was, again, you know, a factor of this too is the pressure that Marion Local brings. May have gotten a little hurried, put the ball out there a little faster than he wanted. And then, of course, as you mentioned, it is 4th down, and they're going to go.
Line to make is at the 23-yard line. 4th down, 7 for Carper. Gonna gun that throw incomplete. Threw it in a crowd. He was looking for Max Fitzgerald. Turn it back over on downs, and the football will be in the possession of Marion Local again. All right, we'll take this time out and see what Norwalk St. Paul has got. They just forced a turnover defensively. They'd love to get their hands back on the football. Michael Regai, Ryan Cavanaugh, Ashley Collins. Absolutely thrilled you're a part of the Division VII State Championship game with us. 35-0. The Flyers of Marion Local with a most explosive first half. That young man right there, the senior quarterback Dustin Rethman, had an extraordinary first half, along with J.C. Guttamoller and Hunter Wilker. Gonna run toss sweep with Guttamoller. Good cut. Yards after collision. J.C. Guttamoller. That's a 20-yard run, and he got hit at various intervals at 5, 10, 12, 17, and wound up with 20.
Michael, this is as good of a run as I've seen throughout this weekend. Count the number of guys. Makes a man miss 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Flyers get their hands on J.C. Guttamoller before he comes out, and you see him pointing, saying, I was down, because that ball popped out at the end. It took a while, but I'm down.
Guttamoller now with 125 yards. That throw kind of bobbled around and off the hands of Marion Local's Corey Heitkamp. Heitkamp, one of the backup wideouts, couldn't secure it. Bring up 2nd and 10.
And I'm not sure that guy's been off yet today. Dustin Rethman has thrown, even the incompletions, he has been extremely accurate.
And that he has. Most impressive today. He came into today, having thrown for 25 touchdowns and just 4 picks, but hitting about 67% of his throws. And he's showing you why today. Extremely accurate passer. Now Rethman, out of that read option look, will keep the football, and he got upended. Real nice hit from Derek Gross. We've called Gross a lot today, Ryan. Real active middle linebacker. Kid's just a 16-year-old sophomore.
Right. You know, when you look at Coach Livengood and the program that he's built, and then what's coming back, you've got the heart of your defense, only a sophomore. We've called his name a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody's called his name a lot this year. 142 tackles, 5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss coming into today's game. We've seen him add to those totals. He's played outstanding tonight.
Rethman on that roll on 3rd and 7. He'll fire to Hunter Wilker, who made the grab on 3rd and 7. That's 16 yards, make it 17 yards from Rethman to Hunter Wilker. Wilker on the afternoon with his 5th grab for 69 yards and 2 TDs.
This is one of Marion Local's favorite routes, Michael. It's the double out route, different levels. Wilker was the deeper level. You know what that does, the first level will take the cornerback, the first line of defensive backs out to the side, and then that opens it up for Hunter Wilker there. Inside handoff to Wilker this time.
And a counter play with that misdirection action. And Wilker's going to get 6 as he was taken to the ground near that Marion Local sideline. A do everything performer. He threw a tire.
There you go. That's how you slow him down. Take your shoe off.
Got to get off the football field for a
blew
play.
out a tire there, huh?
And how about this Midwest Athletic Conference, commonly known as the MAC? on the Ohio-Indiana border, Mercer County, west side of the Buckeye State. Oh, do they produce football programs that are perennial champions. Rethman going to keep the football. Rethman outside the numbers and to the edge. Rethman to the 2-yard line. Dustin Rethman, 23 yards, showing you that he too can dazzle you with the legs.
You know, he's a big kid too, 6 foot, 185, nice play fake. Rethman bounced it out the outside and watch him cut back inside. There it is, inside the defensive back, Grant Dilger, and finally it's Sam Carper who brings him down just short.
Now the goal line look for the Marion Local offense. They'll run out of the eye. Neefeld in front of Guttemoller. J.C. Guttemoller, he didn't get there. He tried to elevate and go over the top. That's a terrific defensive play from Norwalk St. Paul's Matt Van Duding.
Nice penetration.
Jim Easler also in on the hit.
Good look at Easler.
Might be the final play with this running clock here in quarter number 3. Out of the eye. Guttemoller, toss sweep. He's in the end zone for the 3rd time today. Touchdown, Marion Local.
33 touchdowns on the ground in the season for J.C. Guttemoller. That's a great job of that offensive line. Heckman, Dirksen, John Schwederman, Nathan's younger brother, Nick, another sophomore here, young offensive lineman, Nick Heckman, and of course, Chris Lochtefeld. Those 5 guys done a great job. That's Patrick Kramer, one of the biggest kickers we've seen all weekend.
He's looking to add his 6th PAT of the afternoon. Bad operation there for Marion Local as the whole thing got blown up, so he will not pay Kramer add his 6th PAT. 3rd touchdown for J.C. Guttemoller, the All-Ohioan, as we've come to the end of quarter number 3. 3rd trip to the house. Special afternoon for Marion Local. Absolutely tremendous job by our Sports Time Ohio production team, showing you the sights and sounds, kind of encapsulating the first 3 quarters. Let's take a look at our Panini's game summary, and you know, you're just talking about wow with an exclamation point, is absolutely how efficient Marion Local is.
It starts with that quarterback, 14 of 18 for Dustin Rethman, and look how balanced they are. 222 rushing, 215 passing, almost even. And for St. Paul, you know, while they've struggled offensively, they have created 2 turnovers for Marion Local. They unfortunately have not been able to turn those turnovers into points.
No, they haven't, and when you do that and catch a spark and get that kind of momentum, think about maybe how different this could have been when they were able to come up with those turnovers. As we said, they had 6 picks to help secure the regional final win.
You know, there's a couple hallmarks of teams, and you know, St. Paul being one of those teams that similar characteristics of championship level teams. First of all, you got to play good defense. St. Paul does. You got to play. You got to be able to run the football. Both of these teams, St. Paul and Marion Local, can do that. Another one is always that turnover differential. You know, you see teams in the state championship, they've always got a big turnover differential. You got to take care of the football, and oftentimes, you know, like we said, St. Paul hadn't been able to capitalize, but when they get the ball inside the 30 on turnovers, usually good things happen.
All right, we're playing with a running clock as Sam Carper, the junior. He'll be back next year, Norwalk St. Paul quarterback. Will run Jarrett Nikolai. And now you see the Tim Goodwin, the Marion Local head coach, has really interspersed a lot of the 2s and 3s, the backups on the football field defensively here. And again, with this running clock as we begin the fourth quarter.
And Michael, this is not new to Marion Local. They've been up big on so many teams that their second team is well versed in playing against the first team of their opponent.
Carper put it up trying to hit something big to Wes Fritz, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 5. Ashley Collins, you staying dry?
No, but, that's okay. Guys, you were talking about the 2nd and 3rd units for Marion Local getting out there, and Coach mentioned it a little bit right before the half, but he said it's just so extremely important for this team to have the 2nd and 3rd units out there because they're playing against other teams' first units, and he knows those guys are the ones that they're going to have to step up next year, and they're getting extremely great experience from this.
Yeah, Ashley, you brought that up at halftime, and I thought it was a very, very good point. As Carper's throw almost picked off. He was looking for Grant Dilger, and breaking that up was Evan Fleck. Fleck, the free safety.
Looks like the punting unit's coming out for St. Paul on 4th down here.
John Livengood probably feeling a little bit too deep in their own territory, and the return men will continue to be Hunter Wilker and J.C. Guttamoller, both of them at the midfield stripe, as you see. Jarrett Nikolai, line driving to Wilker from the 45. Got a block from Guttamoller. And now he's got the edge, but we've got a flag. We've got a flag as Wilker will step out of bounds. I think somebody told him on that
return
Marion Local bench that it's coming back. Just step out of bounds because he had that sideline if he wanted it. We'll get a block in the back that's going to bring this one back into Marion Local territory.
Illegal block in the back. 42 on the return team. 10 yards from the spot. 1st down.
When we come back after this timeout, Marion Local will get their hands on the football yet again. They've got a commanding lead in the D7 state championship game. Marion Local with his commanding 41-0 lead. How about the D6 state championship game yesterday? Minster and Kirtland. Minster from the Midwest Athletic Conference. Jason Schultz will recover this onside kick with Minster trailing late. Look at Eli Wolf. Wolf crossing route, breaking tackles. Wolf's going to go to the house. Minster going to shock Kirtland and beat the defending champions and win it 46-42. Another resounding title for the Midwest Athletic Conference.
They did their job. Marion Local looks to be doing theirs. That go 2 for 2. Coldwater tonight, it would be the first time in state history 3 teams from the same conference won state championships.
Yep, sensational. Head coach Tim Goodwin of Marion Local just pulled out. He brought them on the football field and had them get their recognition, the entire first unit offensively. So now all the backups are on the football field for Marion Local. This is Nate Moeller running that toss sweep. Moeller got to the edge, but we've got a late flag that's probably going to bring that back. There's a good look at Nate Moeller, who's taken over for J.C. Guttamoller, the sophomore 160-pounder.
Holding. Number 3 on the offense. 10 yards. Replay 1st down.
So again, we've got this running clock here with this game well in hand. And of course, the young quarterback for Marion Local is Derek Albers. Albers is 6'1", 200-pounder. Let's check that. No, let me correct that. Dwayne Lugers, a sophomore. Lugers at quarterback, and he's on the roll right. And Luger's throw is going to be hauled in at the 40-yard line. Ball placement, I guess if you're a Marion Local quarterback, you got to be able to do that. Making that grab is Matt Kalig. Kalig, just a sophomore.
You know, Lugers comes in, throws a strike on a deep out. Sophomore, 5'10", 170. I shouldn't sound surprised like that, but he doesn't have a whole lot of reps this season, passing attempts, and he comes in like a seasoned vet. That's part of what you learn from a program like Marion Local, where they just replace guys.
Nate Moeller got stood up, a 180-pound sophomore, as we mentioned. Moeller with his second carry. He scored 4 touchdowns on the year. So Dwayne Loigers, this second-team quarterback. Loigers, so with an opportunity to be the starter and take over for Dustin Rethman. Rethman was sensational today for Marion Local. 3rd down and 10.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 75. 5 yards. 3rd down.
Well, Ryan, that has to be expected. I mean, these young men have just checked into the football game, and they got hit for the false start on that offensive line.
Yeah, you know, they're jumpy as well. I mean, it's a state championship. They're playing at Ohio State. They've got a mostly sophomore offensive line in there. So, you know, this is a thrill for these guys as well.
3rd and 15 for the sophomore QB, Dwayne Loigers, on the move left. Gonna put it up, and he got picked off. That was intercepted. It looked like Grant Dilger on the INT. It was Dilger coming up with a pick as he intercepted Dwayne Loigers, the sophomore QB.
And that is Grant Dilger's 16th interception on the season.
That's getting the job done. So Dilger with the INT. It'll be St. Paul football when we get back mid-4th. Commanding lead for Marion Local as we've just passed the midway point of quarter number 4. Home to one of the most dynamic economies in the United States with 5 urban entertainment districts. Terrific food and lively arts scene, sports, shopping, a whole lot more. Columbus, the capital city, one of the best cities to live, work, and play. Make sure you, on the web, visit lifeandcbus.com. With our producer, Mike Bachman, director Patrick J. Murray, all of our terrific crew, Ryan Cavanaugh, Ashley Collins. I'm Michael Regai. Great to have you along as we're winding down toward the end of the 2014 Division VII football season. It is on track, Ryan, from Marion Local to not only win their 4th consecutive state championship, but their 8th state title since going back to the year 2000.
Another a record that they are on pace for. As we see Devin Smith being stretched out. That they're on pace for is this will be their 20th straight postseason win. The record from 91 to 96 was 23, held by St. Ignatius.
Yep, they're closing in on it, aren't they?
Those are some football teams back in those times. They had a mythical national champion there at, Ignatius, Michael Sueda, John Fabre, and a lot of really talented players in those years.
Head coach Chuck Kyle, one of the legendary high school football coaches, not just in Ohio, but for his longevity and success around the United States.
So, tying that back here to Marion Local and Tim Goodwin, that man right there, it'll be round 3 of the playoffs next year where he would tie it.
Yep.
State semis, he would break that record.
They are on course for exactly that. It's a 4th down and 3. Toss sweep, Devin Smith. Got there, 1st down as he got to the 48-yard line. On a 4th and 3, Devin Smith got 5.
Nice job for Devin Smith. Only a junior. Look at him working the stiff arm. Nice stiff arm there.
What a terrific block from that senior right guard, Kyle Rosberg.
And I like Dwayne Loigers is playing defensive back as well.
Yep.
Taking, you know, there's no plays off if you play for Marion Local. Quarterback or not, you play defense as well.
Middle screen caught by Devin Smith. That's the 2nd time they tried to run that. They had that available that would have gotten a big chunk of yardage in the 1st half, but Smith couldn't hang on to the football.
That's absolutely right.
2nd and 2. This clock on the move here, running time as we began the 2nd half. Jarrett Nikolai, depending on the spot, real close to moving the chains. It looks like he will be given the 42-yard line, and that's a Norwalk St. Paul 1st down.
This is what fans of the Flyers, the Norwalk St. Paul version, this is what they're familiar with throughout the year. This is what they do. Run the football, little screen action, very physical up front.
And the one loss that John Livengood's squad suffered, defensive battle, 14-7 to Huron back in week 3. Starting to pick up some things on the ground against the 2nd and 3rd unit is the fullback Brad Smith. It's been Brad Smith, Devin Smith. They're not related. Devin Smith is a senior, Brad Smith a junior. But again, they have combined this year, run for close to 4,000 yards between them.
It's impressive. 52 touchdowns.
That's right. Flags, whistles, false start, St. Paul.
Football, false start, 50 to the offense.
And with this running clock, I mean, John Livengood realizing it's only going to be a few more snaps here. Maybe just, I don't know, 2 to 3.
You know, Michael, there's always a glitch in the system for everything. I talked to a coach during the year, and he said, we got a running clock. He said, we just took delay of the games, and the clock ran out. Because as you could see here, the clock keeps running on penalty.
That's right.
And there's nothing written into the rule that on a delay game or what have you. So you could just run the clock out and win the game, which is what they did.
2nd and 11. Brad Smith absolutely swallowed up as we come inside 40 seconds to play. And this probably here is going to be the final snap of the football game. And those of you in Mercer County, Western Ohio, get ready to start your party. You're going to be 8-time state champions.
4 in a row.
Post-game ceremony.
Carper. Incomplete. And that's going to do it. You can book a D7 state championship to Tim Goodwin and Marion Local.
What has become a familiar sight in the first weekend of December is those guys celebrating a state championship. The setting is different this year. The result is the same as it's been in 4 consecutive years. Here you go. There's schools with pretty good company they're in, huh, Michael? Newark Catholics,
absolutely.
Ignatius.
Tim Goodwin's football team, they just come through the gauntlet and that grind of the Midwest Athletic each and every year. They've won 4 consecutive state championships. And let's head down to Ashley Collins and find out if any are sweeter than the previous. Ashley?
Yeah, thanks, guys. First off, just talk to me about J.C. Guttemuller and the performance he had today. He's been phenomenal all season, but this just capped off an amazing season.
He's been a great player for us. you know, when he's a freshman, he caused the first touchdown of the state finals game, you know, back in 2011. That seems like a long time ago now, but, you know, the kid's a great player.
The defense, you know, Norwalk St. Paul coming in with a lot of yards per game, and you guys just contain them the entire time. What was working for those guys out there?
We just take a lot of pride in our defense. We got 6 3-year starters on that, you know, unit, and they're just good and very experienced.
You guys are used to state championships, but I'm sure everyone is very sweet. So how are you feeling after this one?
This one is great. You know, it's bittersweet because it's a great group of kids. But you know, we're gonna enjoy this, and you know, it's extra special being here in the Horseshoe.
All right, thanks. Congrats, Coach. Marion Local once again state champions. Back to you guys.
That they are, Ashley Collins. And for Tim Goodwin, you know, a program that just continues to manifest itself with talents like this. Another superb performance on the big stage for J.C. Guttamuller.
You know, one thing that's going to be different this year from the last 4 state championships is on the bus ride home, Goodwin and the coaching staff are going to say, what are we going to do without 13? Because he's been such a staple of the program, old, reliable, and he knows how to get it done in the big games. He showed it again tonight. And, you know, it's one of those careers, Michael, that this community will always remember, and you wish he could stick around a little longer. He's that type of player.
Yeah, he has been fabulous, yet something tells us that they will find a way to cycle in their next amazingly skilled running back.
Right, yeah. I mean, you know, it may not be J.C. Guttamuller type level, but as I mentioned, this program, They
just recycle.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, you get 4 years with the kid. Remember, they start their program 4th, 5th grade, running Tim Goodwin's system in Maria Stein.
The presentation.
All right, let's show the accolades for a 13-2 football season to the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul.
Of the Greater Columbus Sports Commission will present a commemorative 2014 state championship game football to the outstanding football team, the St. Paul High School Flyers. And now, Jerry Snodgrass, Ohio High School Athletic Association Associate Assistant Commissioner, assisted by OHSAA Board of Directors members Gary Kreinbrink and Brenda Frankert, will present the 2014 Division VII State Runner-Up Trophy to the St. Paul High School Flyers.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, we have 140 players out here in the field playing on the final day of high school football in the state of Ohio. It's every kid's dream growing up to hoist a trophy and play on this final day of football. For all of the commitment that not only the players give, but that the coaches give in their direction, guidance, and commitment to educational-based athletics, please join me and our member schools in congratulating both teams, not only for a great effort today, but the commitment to high school sports. Coach, seniors from St. Paul, one of the things during the playoff run as I was following your run is everybody in Northern Ohio was very happy, not only for you, but for your coach to get a team here to the state finals. You have a proud history, a great tradition, but all the things I was reading said it's one for the good guys. The good guys should be playing in the state championship game. I also know that, you know, he may not have been close to each and every one of you, but you lost a scorekeeper and a very good friend to the football program last night. And I think that he would certainly love to be here representing you two today. But on behalf of all of our member schools and our board of directors and our commissioner and staff, it's an honor for us to present you this runner-up trophy in 2014 in Division VII. Congratulations, Flyers and St. Paul.
A 13-2 football season for John Livengood's squad, and again, they won the state championship in 2009. They'll have their quarterback, Sam Carper, coming back next year. Their junior fullback who gained close to 2,000 yards this year, Brad Smith, returning. So there will be opportunity for this football team, Ryan, to get themselves back in this setting and maybe vie for another state championship again.
They've got a lot of pieces coming back. Very solid program.
All right, let's give a listen now to the hardware that will be given out and the words bestowed upon the 4 in a row now state champions from Marion Local High School.
Flyers and the Marion Local community, I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of people at the Corner Cafe and the Town Tavern tonight enjoying another state title. There's nobody left in Maria, Stein, Chickasaw, Osgood, and you name it. They're all here today. 60 games in 4 years, seniors. What an incredible feat. You've actually played 2 extra seasons. What an incredible accomplishment. Your community sets the bar high. Your coaches set the bar high. And each class that comes along, you've got something to state for your own case, and you do it, and you do it well. One of the great things about high school athletics, whether you go on and play at the next level or the level beyond that, is the memories that are created in high school sports last you a lifetime. You truly have some of the best coaches in the state of Ohio. They're not only coaches, but they're great teachers and great people. And good things do happen to good people. And I know that the Flyers and Marion Local, that you not only share this title with your community or yourselves as teammates, you share it with everybody in the stands. And I know the proud tradition, you have many people in the MAC sitting there supporting you as well. So on behalf of all of our member schools, our board of directors, our commissioner and staff, it's a great honor for us to present you the championship trophy for 2014. Congratulations, Flyers.
Associate Commissioner Jerry Snodgrass with the salute to, and he mentioned all the little communities around Maria Stein, as Jerry so wonderfully does.
He spent some time out in that western portion of the state.
Right.
He mentioned the Corner Cafe.
Yeah, he did.
All the local hot spots in Maria Stein. I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's how they do it here in the administration side in the OHSAA. But indeed, and he made a good point when he said there that banner from that Midwest Athletic Conference just continues to, and they do rally around one another. I mean, again, as we were saying during the telecast, you've got 5 programs that just play for championships seemingly year in and year out of that conference.
Yeah, it's really impressive. And when you get to this point, you've done the hard work, you've played against each other, and then if you're fortunate enough to get to this point, you're all rooting for whoever's representing that conference, and it's become numerous state championships every single year.
Yeah, and it was such a dominant performance today, and the Flyers of Norwalk St. Paul, as we broke down for you through the entire telecast, have had such a fabulous year offensively running the football, and they could just not get anything generated or sustained. Marion Local's defense in 47 Norwalk plays held them to 98 total yards.
That's really impressive. And we knew how potent the rushing attack of Norwalk was. They held them to 66. And of course, 3 teams in the MAC. I believe that's the first time. Minster's got it done. Marion Local's got it done. The Cavs of Coldwater tonight at 8 o'clock. 7 state championships since 2010, of course, Marion Local. And 107 OHSAA state championships overall. And another point that you can't put a stat on that a lot of people familiar with the MAC are well aware. So many teams, when you get into the playoffs in the MAC, are defeated by MAC teams on the way. They beat each other up. This year, Michael, 11 teams are in the MAC. 6 of them made the playoffs. And if I'm not mistaken, Delphus St. John's lost to Arlington. That's the only team Arlington beat, was the only team that knocked off a MAC team other than their own conference.
Exactly. And that's a testament to the sustaining of the programs and the type of football that they play on the west side of the state of Ohio. A 41-0 Marion Local win over Norwalk St. Paul. J.C. Guttamoller, the talented running back, the All-Ohioan with 3 touchdowns today. Hunter Wilker, just a dazzling all-purpose senior wide receiver, punt returner, kickoff returner, also runs the football in the offense. They've been fabulous during the course of their time, and they were a part. Anybody that's a senior on this football team has won 4 consecutive championships and lost just 2 regular season football games in 4 years.
That's impressive. And, you know, I mentioned the record, 23 playoff wins in a row by Ignatius. There's one more record for Ignatius they're chasing. That's 5 titles in a row. Marion Local's in your rearview mirror, Ignatius. Watch out.
Coming up this afternoon, a couple of hours plus from now, make sure you stay locked down with us on Sports Time Ohio, the OHSAA football pregame show. That'll be with Dave Chudowski and Chris Beanie Wells and Bill Powers. And at 3 o'clock, make sure you're around the Division I final between the Eagles of St. Edward and Wayne High School. Matt Underwood, Frank Stams, Andre Knott on the call there. All right, that's going to do it for us as the Flyers of Marion Local saluted as the Division VII state championships, 4th straight year, 8th time in school history. Now for all of our terrific crew, our producer Mike Bachman, director Patrick J. Murray, all of the stellar production folks, you did yeoman work today in the rain, gentlemen and ladies. For Ashley Collins and Ryan Cavanaugh. Ryan, always a pleasure. Excellent job. I'm Michael Regai. Marion Local continues their run of state championships as they beat Norwalk St. Paul. So long, everyone. Guttamoller, toss sweep. He's in the end zone for the 3rd time today. Touchdown, Marion Local.
J.C. Guttamoller leading the way, along with the rest of the Marion Local Flyers as they take down the other Flyers from Norwalk St. Paul. 41-0 in the Division VII state championship, the 8th state title for Marion Local, 4th in a row. And look at that. How about that for some company? Tied for 3rd for most state titles in Ohio high school history with 8. As they are tied with Cardinal Mooney. We know how good of a program that is. Newark Catholic as well. Benedictine right there with 7. At the top, number 2 Moeller with 9, St. Ignatius with 11. So Marion Local only 3 behind St. Ignatius, and all of that coming since 2000. Coach Goodwin with all 8 titles. Dave Chudowski back with you here, Hyundai Studios, downtown Cleveland, Ohio. The coach, Bill Powers, the running back, the great Beanie Wells. I'll tell you what, wow, guys. I mean, Marion Local, you know, we talked about it heading, how dominating they are. But think about this. Let's put it in perspective. The Marion senior class, 20-0 in the playoffs. Wow. 56 total wins. Pure domination, Beanie Wells.
What a dominant performance this was for a team to go out and not only the offensive side of the ball, but defense and special teams. They dominated every phase of this game. And what a win for Coach Goodwin. This definitely puts him in the conversation for one of the greatest coaches in Ohio history. Coach, what do you think of this Marion team?
Well, in the words of Denny Green, they are what we thought they were. You want to crown them? Go ahead and crown them, because now Coach Goodwin has 8 crowns right now. And I'll tell you what, they are legit. There's no doubt about it.
8th shutout, and we'll get to the defense in a moment. Let's give the MAC more credit as we continue to do. The 6th time the MAC has 2 champions in the same year. Before we talk more about this game, this conference, again, and a chance to get another one tonight in Coldwater.
I'm going to keep up with the theme. They need their own tournament. Year after year, they have these teams come in and win state championships, and they compete against each other. Why not put them all in one group and let them go head to head?
They do that in the regular season.
Why not do it in the tournament?
I know. I agree with you totally.
It's unfair.
32 state titles for this conference. It's outstanding. All right, let's go to the keys to today, and you just saw him score a touchdown, his third of the game. But guys, J.C. Guttenmoller, unbelievable performance, 12 carries, 160 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Beanie, this was the first, and it was a beauty.
Oh, it was a phenomenal game for him. That run there, man, he went out and showed his speed, but on the edge, what I saw was the physicality of him using his stiff arm.
Coach, this kid is the real deal. I mean, we've seen him do it year in and year out.
I remember him coming in his freshman year when the starter got hurt, and he stepped up. He scored 2 touchdowns in the championship game as a freshman, as a backup. And here he is as a senior, finishing the job up as we expected.
Yeah, he'll be on the all-powers team for sure. Michael Regai called him one of the best in the nation. I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, in the entire country?
I agree for sure. He's went out and done it not only this season, but last year and years prior to that. He's definitely a kid that has been on the rise, and he's definitely on the all-powers team, no question.
Oh, without a doubt. And I said he's a kid who is a 4-year contributor to 4 state championships.
Yeah.
Touchdown runs of 49 and 46 today. The average 13.3 yards per carry.
Wow.
J.C. Guttenmoller, congratulations, and to the rest of the Marion Local team for winning a state championship. And they just don't do it on offense. They do it on defense. Coach, I mentioned earlier, 8 shutout this year. Just simply amazing.
Well, it's about time we had a defense show up in this tournament. It's been all offense, and they were what we talked about in the pregame. They are very aggressive, very physical. Look right here. They are hitting guys in the backfield before they have the Smith duo. Didn't have a chance today, and it wasn't because they're not good players. They're great players, but the line of scrimmage was just reestablished every single play, and that's if you control the line of scrimmage like that, you're going to win a lot of ball games.
They don't give up over 100 yards. 98's the total yards, Beanie, for St. Paul, and I mean, just the stats. I mean, sometimes the stats don't always reflect the final score. Clearly, they do.
This one does. They were relentless the whole game, start to finish. They got guys after the quarterback. They got guys after the running backs. And like Coach said, they control the line of scrimmage. And if you can do that each and every game, you'll have the outcome like this.
And I think if my math is correct through this playoff run, Marion Local outscored its opponents 220 to 14.
Wow.
How'd they give up 14? Come on, you guys slacking a little bit?
Yeah, who did they give the points up to? Sidney Lehman Catholic 7 and Columbus Grove 7, and then they had 3 shutouts.
Both those teams should be proud of themselves for putting up 7.
3 shutouts out of their 8 shutouts were in the playoffs. I mean, they really rise to the occasion, clearly. Okay, we rise to the occasion again 2 more times today. Coming up next, the Division I state championship, Wayne versus St. Ed's. Beanie, that's a rematch from 2010, and a guy by the name of Braxton Miller that ended up going where you went, and obviously big time. And these 2 teams collide this time at Ohio Stadium.
I mean, it's going to be one of the more interesting games of the night, of today. We have 2 athletic teams. Ed's probably one of the more athletic teams, as Coach mentioned, in the state. And Wayne's a good football team, well coached, and year after year, they get it done.
Coach, 8 o'clock, Canton Central Catholic going up against Coldwater. We'll see if the MAC can bring home another state title, but I think, Central Catholic out of Canton's going to have other ideas.
Yeah, like you said, Beanie pointed on the last game. Every team we've seen this weekend is well coached. Look at that, Canton, Central Catholic, and Coldwater. 2 outstanding coaches with 2 outstanding programs.
All right, and you can follow us on Twitter throughout the day. There are Twitter handles, and you can join the conversation. Just go ahead and hashtag OHChamps. It's been a lot of fun on there. Pictures, comments, and critiques, and we invite you to join along throughout the day with 2 more titles down. So 5 state champions have been crowned. We have 2 more to add to the trophy case, and we'll do that coming up at 3 o'clock with the kick. But make sure to tune on Sports Time Ohio 2:30. Coach Powers, Beanie Wells, and myself will be back just under 2 hours from now, 2:30 for the pregame show. And then the big one, Wayne versus St. Ed's, kickoff, 3 o'clock. For Coach Powers, Beanie Wells, I'm Dave Chudowski. See you in a few hours.